Hello children, how are you all? I hope that you are doing really great. Well, here I am. My name is Jasmine Joy and I'm going to deal with biology. So, if you are a person who is targeting for KCET 2025, here is a very big and a happy news for you. That is, we have come up with the 1 year master plan which could actually make your life very easy, but only if you follow it. So yes, without further ado, I think we should go ahead. So children, there are a few things that you should know about KCET if you are planning to give that particular exam, right? So let's go point by point. The first point is there is no negative marking. So I hope that you are also smiling just like I am. How I am. So basically, you do not have to be worried about getting your marks deducted. You can just attempt all the questions. Okay. Next thing, result of PU2 board is important. Children, it's not just important, it's very, very important. Why? I'll tell you. So when you calculate the KCET ranking, right, you give 50% weightage to KCET marks and rest 50% weightage to what? Your PU2 board marks. That is 12th board marks. So what do you have to do? You have to study, right? Next point, remember the 80-20 rule. What is 80-20 rule? Well, 80-20 rule means if you see a KCET paper, you might find that 80% of the questions are from PU2 or 12th grade and rest 20% is from what? Your 11th grade or PU1. So, which one should you prioritize more? I hope it's PU2, that is 12th. Now, next point, 60 marks for each subject. So, basically, if I'm talking about biology will be only of 60 marks, not more than that, even if it's your favorite subject. Now, next thing, no descriptive questions. Again, something to be happy for. So, in KCET exams, there are only MCQs. There is no descriptive question. You don't need to worry about writing tirelessly. Okay. So, I think that you got the basic idea about KCET. Now, we will go ahead. Okay. So, do you want to know the chapter-wise weightage for PU2, which is the 12th grade? I can help you with that. Here, I am going to put down a list of chapters which had more number of questions, okay, in the KCET paper. Now, first one is sexual reproduction and flowering plant. Second is molecular basis of inheritance. Third one, principles of inheritance and variations. Fourth one is organism and population. And the fifth one is human health and diseases. Last but not the least, we have human reproduction. So there should be a disclaimer put down, at least imaginary disclaimer. Children, it's not like you should be studying just these chapters. No. It's a trend that we saw while checking the KCET papers. Okay, it can vary. So it's not like Jasmine ma'am said that only these chapters have high weightage, so I'll just study this and go. If you do that, my children, then I don't know what will happen. So you don't need to do that. You need to give more priority to them. That does not mean you don't need to study other chapters. You definitely need to study them as well. Now we'll go to medium ones. So we have reproductive health. Then we have biotechnology, principles and processes. We have biotechnology and its applications, microbes in human welfare, biodiversity and conservation. Again, I'm telling you the same thing, disclaimer. I hope you're remembering it. Now, low weightage. It's ecosystem first and then evolution. And I definitely want you to remember that you saw ecosystem in low weightage thing. Now, I'll show you one more thing, after which you'll say, Jasmine ma'am, are you putting wrong information? No, I am putting the correct information which is available to me, okay? But still, there are few surprises. You'll get to know that. So, children, you see this and all of a sudden, if you see it on like YouTube, okay, there is a low weightage, so I would not study that. If it happens and if you do that, what could happen to you later on when you see that particular chapter has so many questions in the paper? What will you do? What will you do? What will you do? Tell me. Well, I'm going to show what happened this time, okay? So let's see the paper pattern trend, okay? Over here, you see the chapter's name and there are 5 years starting from 2020 to 2024. Like how many number of questions were there for each chapter. And I told you to remember what? Ecosystem, right? So I said that it is low weightage chapter. Now, this year, okay, yes, you see ecosystem in 2024 had 3 questions. That 3 questions came from this particular chapter. Now, will you trust me for that? Well, if you want, you can. But I'm telling you, it's a general thing that we observed. So initially what happened, in 2020 there was 2 questions, then in 2021 there were no questions at all. After that there was 1, after that there was 3. So that is why it was put under the low weightage category, because all of them, if you see, we can see 2, 3, 4 or 4, 3 or 5, 5 and then 4, 1 and things like that. So basically what am I trying to say is that you should not just go behind the logistics. You should be anyway studying all the chapters, because you never know when this could happen. We do not want that. Even if you see in biodiversity and conservation, previous year there was not even a single question, and still over here in 2024, I mean previous to previous year there was no question, but in 2024 again one question popped up. Not one, basically 3 questions popped up. So you cannot trust the algorithm, okay? So the simplest thing that I am trying to say is, yes, you can give more weightage to certain chapters, but that does not mean that you will skip the other chapters, okay? So for your reference, I'll go back to the previous page to show you that, okay, these chapters are kind of maintaining the league. For example, principle of inheritance and variation. If you see, in 2020 there was 4, here it's 5, here it's 4, here it's 4, again it's 4 only. It has never gone down to 3 or 2 or something like that. So it's something that you definitely need to study really hard, okay? And now over here as well, if you see sexual reproduction and flowering plants, it had maintained a streak. It's 3, 7, 4, it has went up to 7 also. So you can expect anything out of this. You get it? So this is what I wanted to tell it to you. This is for 12th. This is the paper trend. So this is the data that I actually refer to. So you have to believe me. And now, so if we talk about the chapter wise weightage for PU1, that is 11th grade, I'll show you that as well. I have put the high weightage ones on this side. Let's see. First one is biological classification. The second one is body fluids and circulation. If you remember, I told you one more thing earlier, that PU2 weighs more. There are 80% of questions coming from 12th, not 11th. Okay, 11th is just 20% question. So you don't expect like each chapter will give you 3 questions or something like that. No, it might just give you 1 or 2. That's all. Okay. Now, so we have biological classification and body fluids for high weightage. Next thing, for medium weightage, we have structural organization in our animals, and then we have plant kingdom, we have animal kingdom, we have cell, the unit of life, cell cycle and cell division, photosynthesis in higher plants, and respiration in plants, and biomolecules. So these are medium weightage chapter, and I hope that you know that there are so many chapters in 11th. So the list is not yet over, you have to wait. These are medium weightage chapter. You can take a screenshot if you want. Okay. Now if we go ahead, we have low weightage ones as well. So we have plant growth and development, we have breathing and exchange of gases, we have excretory products and their elimination, neural control and coordination, and chemical coordination as well as integration. So this is again according to the trend that it had maintained. Okay, it can differ. I'll show you the trend, the data which I referred. So actually, let's see the question paper trend for PU1. Over here, if you see, it started from the living world. All of them, they had 1, 1, 2, 2, things like that. There is anatomy of flowering plants which had 0 questions this year, that is in 2024. The living world also didn't have any question, right? If you go ahead, I have biomolecules which didn't have, digestion and absorption which didn't have, breathing and exchange of gases which didn't have for a long time, right? So these are certain things that happens. Chemical coordination and integration, same thing. Again, from 3 consecutive years, there are no question. But there was once a time when it had 1 question each. So we cannot predict what could happen. And I'll tell you one thing. So this time 2024, as I said, 60 questions are there for biology, right? So I have shown you the number of questions, like 54 questions, 56 questions actually. If you total all the 1, 1, 1, 2 from there, from 2024 in for PU2 as well, it comes up to 56. Then what about the 4 questions, ma'am? Where were they from? So actually they were from the deleted chapters, as in now it is deleted, so you didn't need to worry about that. Environmental issues had 2 questions, this has 1, this has 1, so that is why there were 4 more questions, but these chapters are deleted now. Okay, so now you can expect the 4 questions coming from other chapters which probably didn't come earlier. So you had to be prepared for that. Children, when I say all this thing, you don't need to worry that you have to study for 12th and 11th and everything. Everything is possible. You have to stay motivated. Okay, we have time. We have time. We just have need to have the will to what? Prepare. That's all. So next thing. Let's see an interesting road map for your studies. So I tried to be as creative as I could. So here it goes. First thing that comes up is the road. The second thing is we have May. Okay, we have December. So I am trying to tell you guys that from May to December, this is the period that we have, right? What could we do? We could do 2 things for PU2 as well as PU1. Can I just write it down? I'll try to write it down. So over here, if you see, for PU2, basically during this particular period, we are already in the month of July. What do we need to do? We need to prepare for PU2. We are in 12th grade. If you are in 12th grade, you need to prepare for 12th grade really well. Okay, so I'll just write study. Please study for 12th grade. Now, if you talk about PU1, if you are in 12th grade, what should you do with PU1? You should start revising the chapters. Okay, so I am going to write revise over here. So study and then revise. Now next thing, we go ahead. If we talk about December to Feb, what should you do in this particular time duration? You should just focus on PU2. Why? Because what do we have over here? We have our, you see, we have our board exams. So definitely we cannot take the risk of studying PU1 there. Okay, it's just for boards. We can just focus on boards. Now, you might think that ma'am can just say that you have to study for PU2 and you have to study for just revise PU1. Ma'am do not know how we will be able to actually do that. Well, don't worry about that. I have the weekly plans for that as well. You just have to stay calm. Okay, so this is just a brief idea I'm giving you, I'm trying to give you. Okay, so we are done with May to Feb. Now imagine we are in Feb. We have time until April, because April is the month when KCET happens. Okay, so what do we do in this particular time? Can I go and study for 12th or should I study 11th? No, children, you studied already here and here. Now there is no time to study. It's time for vigorous what? We need to do so many mock tests. How many mock tests you can attempt? You do that. You do rapid revision. That's what you can do. That's all. Nothing else. It's not the time to study again and again and again. No, don't waste your time on that. This is the proper time for what? Mock test. You should solve the PYQs and everything. So, I know at this point of time you might be worried, a bit worried, but I am telling you, you don't need to be worried. We are here with you. We'll help you out in everything. You just be happy, okay? That matters. Now, these are just exams. You have to remember that. So, let's try to break all of this down and let's see what we can do with the study plan, okay? So, I have to go that side, yes. So, do you want a weekly plan? I hope it's a yes. If it's a yes, that's a good thing. So if you talk about July, we are in the month of July and assume you are in the 3rd week. So guys, in which way I have divided this, I'll tell you. I've taken one chapter from 12th, another chapter from 11th. Same thing happens here as well. Okay. So in week 3, I'll use one whole week for studying sexual reproduction in flowering plants. In the same week, I'll try to do what? Biological classification, because I have studied already in what? 11th. I am talking as if I am in 12th. Okay, I am a 12th grade student. The 12th grade student, I have already learned this in 11th grade. So obviously, I need to brush up a bit. I'll brush up this up. Or if you want to study also, you have enough time. You have weeks time. Okay, I didn't put so many chapters together over here. So this is week 3. So week 3, I hope when you complete the weekly target, you reward yourself with something good that will help you, okay, being motivated. Now, if you talk about week 4, what do? You do human reproduction and reproductive health. Why did I club both of these chapters? Because they are similar. Okay, it should be continuous. So that is why I clubbed both of them. I think it will be helpful. Listen, it's my idea of learning. If you implement it, if it works for you, it's really good. Okay, so you can try for it. So it's human reproduction and reproductive health for the next week, and the same week you will revise what? Morphology of flowering plants from grade 11th. Now July is done. Okay, ma'am, I studied all thing. I'm feeling very confident. Then we will go to the next month. What is the next month, guys? We have August. In August we have week 4. 4 weeks we have, right? 4 weeks. First week I'll give to human health and diseases. Second week, principles of inheritance and variation, molecular basis of inheritance for the third week. For the fourth week, I have 2 chapters which again I clubbed because they are more or less continuous. It should be continuous. Ecosystem, biodiversity and conservation. So all this thing I have put down according to the weightage from KCET purpose. Okay, I hope you understand that. It's not like, oh, I like this chapter, that's why I put it here. No, it's not like that. So I'm trying to make you learn the high weightage chapters faster. Okay, the same thing for 11th grade as well. Alternatively, for every week we have 1 12th, 1 11th, as you can see over here. Okay, so cell unit of life you read in the week 3. Okay, you study it, and then in week 4 you have the continuation of it, that is cell cycle and cell division. So I think this pattern could be helpful for you. At least I tried my level best. So now we have September. Time is ticking. We have time only until December. So you see over here we have week 1, the same thing, biotechnology principle and processes, something similar to in the next week, that is biotechnology and its application. Over here week 3, what do we have? Organisms and population. Week 4, what do you have? We have evolution. Okay, same thing again I said, 11th, 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 11th. Every week 1 12th, 1 11th. September is also over. I am pretty confident I can crack KCET, right? So we still have time, don't worry. So October is there, microbes in human welfare, and done. Your 12th syllabus is actually over here. In the week first, if you do it properly, if you maintain that decorum, if you promise yourself that you will do, you will definitely do. There is no force in this world that can stop you from doing that. Okay, so if you follow that, then probably by week 1 of October, you will finish in your 12th. Then what do? Don't we study 12th later? No, but you are in 12th. So you definitely have to study 12th. So week 2, we'll repeat. There are high chances we might forget it because they are bigger chapters. Some might find it difficult, or some might find it very easy. So you can choose a difficult chapters according to your will. Okay. So you have to repeat, you have to repeat, you have to repeat. But for 11th, since 11th there are more chapters, I didn't repeat any of those. I just put it over here. Towards the end, you would be finding the chapters which had lesser questions. Okay. Which we saw the pattern which showed that there were lesser questions from these particular chapters. I put those chapters over here. I hope it works. Now next, what do we have? We have November. Last week. So we have week 1, we are repeating, but here we are doing the chapters, still doing the chapters. Now November is done. December I cannot touch for revision purpose of 11th. I cannot study 11th in December because why? My boards will be coming in. So obviously I'm not taking risk for that. So in the month of December to February, what will I do? I'll study for PU board. That's my only target. I'll just focus on PU board and I'll try to give my 100% in there. So how can you actually utilize that particular time? That also I have. Okay. So first thing, if you have went according to the weekly planner that I showed you, then only few chapters would be remaining to revise. So you just go through it, you revise it thoroughly. Okay, it will be helpful for you since you have already done it before. Now next thing, while revising, make mind maps. So I won't suggest you to, for example, some children know what do? They start from the start. They make notes, big vigorous notes. No children, you do not have that much time. And it's not just about time, it's about practice. You are practicing your brain. You are practicing your brain to make you proper utilization of time. You are not wasting any time in writing bigger notes, rather than you are making your brain acquainted to smaller things, that is smaller mind maps. It will be helpful for you. So make creative mind maps. That does not mean you use all the colors in there and make a whole colorful thing. No, it's not like that. Write in story format that okay, probably pyruvate is saying that I cannot get inside mitochondria, what will I do, and things like that. So I'll probably change to acetyl CoA. So these are all things that comes under biology. Don't get scared, okay? It's under Krebs cycle, under respiration. So these are certain things that you can make it in story format and remember it, and only few things you have to write. Give your brain a chance to remember things rather than writing it everything down there. Your brain won't get a chance to remember things. You get it? So make mind maps. Next thing, don't invest too much time in rereading. Obviously, when I was a kid, I also used to reread it so many times. Like for example, one day I'll read it, second day I'll be scared that oh, I forgot, I'll read it again. No, I should not do that. It's wastage of time. I should not have done that when I was a kid. Okay, but there was I didn't have much idea on that, but here you are very much lucky that you have so many resources, you have so many teachers, you have good parents, you have good friends to help you out on this, right? So basically, I'll suggest go for mind maps rather than rereading it again and again, okay? Next thing, start solving random questions. You don't have to sit like, okay, from this question I'll start. No, random question can you start doing. After studying the whole chapter, start doing a random question. If you're able to do, it's well and good. If you're not able to do, it's okay. It's okay. Stay calm, okay? Now next thing, start PYQs simultaneously. What I mean by PYQs, previous year question papers. Previous 10-year question paper, you should be practicing it. It's very useful. Again, while you do that, you have to make sure that mark the questions you are not able to attempt. For example, obviously, we all are humans, we forget. It's fine. So what do? You mark the question, and you do not need to go read it and come back again and attempt it. No, that's not the right way, right? So you mark the question, you are not able to attempt, keep it like that. Move on to the next question. Then you go learn about it. Then after some days, try it again. Try, okay, there's a question paper and I have marked it, so probably I didn't do it that day, so I should try it today. Do like that. Then that way, probably you're getting to know more about more things, and you will feel much more confident. Like before, you might not have been, you might be so dull, you might have thought that okay, I'm not able to crack things, it's getting difficult for me. But now when you do this, if you keep it in practice, your motivation levels will slowly definitely increase, okay? I hope it works. At least it worked for me later on. So this is December to February timetable, okay? Now we go ahead. We have February to our April. In that duration, what do? We just do KCET preparation, I told you, right? So in KCET preparation, what do you need to do is that, again, you need to do PYQs, that is previous year question papers of KCET. It will be, like as I said, 80% of questions are from PU2, so it will be really helpful as you have just finished your, boards. So it will be helpful for you. And now, mark the questions that you are not able to attempt. Okay, same thing, again, reattempt it later on, not at that particular point of time. And also appear for mock test, surprise mock test. It will really help you to boost up your confidence level. I hope I am helping you in some ways. Well, we'll go ahead. So how can you actually achieve this target? What can you do for that? Okay, how can you divide the day or like the week or whatever? So regular days target, like from Monday to Saturday, what all you can do when it's like continuous classes you are having from school or college, whatever. You come back home, how can you invest your time? So study biology for 2 hours daily. Okay, 2 hours you can invest. Give each hour to PU2 and PU1. 1 hour for PU2, 1 hour for PU1. But there's a catch. Study PU1 only on the alternate days. On the rest of the days, dedicate the 2 hours to what? Dedicate the 2 hours for your PU2 only. Okay, so for example, if I am saying over here that Tuesday I am doing PU1 and PU2, on the next day, okay, on the next day I will just dedicate my 2 hours for PU2 only. On the very next day, again PU1, PU2. On the very next day, both the hours will be for PU2 only. So dedicate 2 hours, okay, for PU2. I hope it works. Now, every 1 hour should have 10 minutes for question practice. So, if you say that, okay, I studied for 2 hours, it won't be making any sense until and unless you show up. You show up on the seat and you try to attempt questions. If you are not able to do that, then it's of no use, right? You need to attempt it. The score, initially it should not matter to you because you're just trying. It's just start, right? So later on, if the score is still less, then you retry again. You don't get demotivated. Again, I'm saying you, this is just an exam. It's a part of life. It's just a part of life which will pass, okay? But let's be positive. Let's be positive and use our what ifs very nicely. Think of it in a very positive way. What if I win? It will be really good, right? So do not think that what if I fail? It's really saddening. So use your what ifs cleverly. Now, this is for reaching up to KCET 2025. Now, if you have long holidays, Dashera holidays, Christmas holidays and things like that, you can utilize those time as well, right? What do you do at that particular point of time? You study biology for 3 hours. Initially, it was 2 hours, you made it 3, okay? Give 2 hours to PU2 and 1 hour to poor PU1, 11th grade, okay? Now, on alternative days, what do you need to do is that 1 hour for PU2, 1 hour for PU1 and last 1 hour should be vigorous question practice. That's all. That's all. This is for long holidays target. Okay, you can practice this when you have longer holidays. It's time to chill. And also while studying everything, now take some time to chill pill. Okay, stay calm and enjoy your life as well. So this is the thing for long holidays. We'll go ahead. Again, you will reach KCET 2025 if you do this. So what to refer, ma'am? For studying KCET biology, what should I refer? Bacha, you should refer to what? You should refer to your NCERT biology book. Okay, that's not enough. You should go ahead. You should also refer to NCERT exemplar. So exemplar is like you can get to download it. Okay, if you just go on to Google, we are all our social media users, right? So we can just go to Google and type NCERT exemplar of this particular chapter. For example, body fluids and circulation. So it will come like all the questions. Okay, in certain sites they do have the answers as well. So you can refer to that. Or you have certain books which gives you NCERT exemplar question as well as their answers. It's really good even for board purpose as well, not just KCET. Now, next thing, MTG question bag. So there is MTG question bag which has lots and lots of questions actually for NEET as well. But again, you can get a lot of practice from these questions, right? So you definitely should be trying this, but your major books to refer should be this. Fine. Now, previous 10 years question papers, that also you can try. So these are the things that you should definitely refer to. So, ma'am, is the KCET paper actually tough? No, it's very easy. I'm telling you, it's chill. It's easy. You just need to study it. Okay. So, I think that's all. I just want to say one thing, that is, the key is not the will to win. Everybody has that. It is the will to prepare to win that is important. So even me and you, everyone wants to win. But do we have that will to prepare for it? If you have that will, then particularly, I'm pretty sure you will definitely win. So it was not said by me, it was said by Bobby Knight. Okay, he's a basketball coach. If you're too much interested, you can definitely watch him like in YouTube or probably again Google it. So I think this particular session, it was useful for you. If you think it was useful, if you like me, then definitely like, share and subscribe Diksha Karnataka. We will help you out in every possible ways, and I hope that you really have a very wonderful journey and have a very good day. Guys, stay motivated. Bye bye. Take care.